On paper, the Nexus 6P is a phone lover's dream. You've got next generation OS, you've got a metal build, a 12.3 megapixel camera with autofocus, fingerprint sensor, everything that you would want in an Android phone is here. But is Nexus 6P more than just some of its parts? How do all those individual pieces come together to make a phone that you would want to use or want to carry for the next 12 months, 24 months, or perhaps even longer? I'm John Ranger from Techno Buffalo. This is our review of the Nexus 6P. In the next few minutes, I'm going to try to answer the question, would I buy this? And most importantly, should you buy it? So as I do with all my reviews, let me start with a disclaimer. I used this phone as my daily driver for 7 days, and Brandon, who did our written portion, used it for 4 days. If you want to see any more detail on anything I'm going to talk about, including gallery samples, hit the link down below and check out the written article. We used it on AT&T here in Southern California. It is unlocked and will work with any of the US carriers. I haven't used that many Huawei devices. Chances are you haven't either, so I was a bit dubious about the build of the phone. And I gotta say, the build quality is incredible, but the only way to really test, I think, how durable this thing's gonna be is just with an old school bend test. So constipated face and all jokes aside, Huawei did a really nice job here with the design. It's incredibly thin. The camera hump is so slight you'll hardly notice it. It'll sit flat on a surface. I feel very confident with this phone, coupled with Gorilla Glass 4 on the screen. I think this is a phone that's going to last the 12, 18 months, however long you guys have it. But certainly time will tell. But this device certainly I'd feel confident with keeping it in my pocket, even without a case. As QHD displays starting to become commonplace, you should know what to expect, and you're going to get exactly that from the 6P. It looks great, colors look very bright and vibrant, blacks look very black. The AMOLED technology certainly helps this 5.7-inch panel. I will say though, when you're outdoors, visibility is not very good. You have to kick the brightness up all the way in order to see anything. If you're trying to take a picture in direct sunlight, using your screen as a viewfinder is going to be quite hard. It ranks below Samsung, but in line with about every other QHD screen out there that I've seen. So on paper, a 12.3 megapixel camera coupled with laser autofocus and ability to shoot 4K video sounds like a pretty sweet combo. As you scroll down that spec sheet though, you'll notice one omission, no OIS. Certainly gave me a little bit of reason to be worried. That worry was very quickly put to rest. I started actually using the camera. Pictures look gorgeous, colors look bright and vibrant, the blacks look really dark. It was awesome in high light, really good in low light. I ended up not missing OIS at all. The only knock though was it took about 1.5 seconds to process a picture after I shot it. Not a large deal, but if you're shooting a lot of pictures, it's definitely something to bear in mind. Nexus users have come to expect a certain level of performance from their devices, and Huawei delivers with the 6P. It is running the Snapdragon 810, but before anybody worries and starts screaming overheating, don't worry, this phone ran extremely cool and very fast. Never once did I encounter any stuttering, apps opened quickly, I was able to multitask without any worry whatsoever. Because I know you guys love benchmarks, let's roll with it. Quadrant 19,832 and 22571 was 47,092. I wouldn't be doing a Nexus device justice if I didn't talk about the software. Android 6.0 Marshmallow is definitely evolutionary over 5.0 Lollipop, but you don't have to be revolutionary to be an improvement. This is a nice step forward for Android. Things like Doze, now on tap, make an already polished Android OS shine even more. A quirk of this generation Nexus devices is the fingerprint sensor on the back. It will take some getting used to, but once you do, it'll become pretty natural. You might have to change how you use your phone. If, for example, you were like me and you got used to unlocking your phone when it was screen up by using your thumb, you have to tweak that a little bit. I will say though, it unlocks very, very quickly, and the setup was only 7 or 8 taps. From setup to actually using it took about 20 seconds, very responsive, and it'll work almost always. For me, the bloom is off the USB-C rose. It's nice to have, it's great to be able to have a reversible cable, but right now, before every device I have is using it, it just means I have to carry an extra cable when I travel. The front-facing speakers on the 6P are loud. So loud, in fact, I had to turn the volume down when I was on a conference call so it wasn't blaring and bothering the people in the office next door. If you rely heavily on speakerphone or like to listen to your phone to bump some music, you're going to be really impressed with the 6P. The combination of Android Marshmallow's Doze and the 3450 mAh battery lended itself to some of the best Android battery life I have ever had. By the end of the day, I easily had 55% battery life left or more, and that's with screen brightness set to about 70%. So battery life was incredible, performance was solid. You're gonna get a phone that's going to be rocking and rolling for however long you decide to keep it.
What I like about the 6P is really what I love about all Nexus devices. It's Android as Google intended. It's not trying to teach you a new gimmick, not trying to show you how to use a curved display. It's not trying to force you to use a stylus or show you a new way to answer a phone call by waving your hand in front of it. It just works, and it works well. The question I asked at the beginning, would I buy it? That should be very obvious at this point. Yes, I would absolutely buy it. In fact, this is the phone that's going to be in my pocket for the next few months, and I can highly recommend it. If you want a phone that's going to be fast, it's got a nice screen, great camera, takes beautiful 4K video, look no farther than the 6P, you won't be disappointed.